Luna stood in the shower room of the abandoned space station, letting the recycled water wash away 3 months of loneliness. She was 28 years old with the pointed ears and silver hair that marked her as one of the last elves on Earth. Her skin glowed faintly in the dim light, a trait her grandmother said came from the old bloodline. The station had been empty since the war started. Humans fled to fight in distant battles, leaving behind only broken machines and fading memories. Luna chose to stay because Earth felt wrong now, too crowded with fear and anger. This place at least was quiet. Her 2 pet dragons, Spark and Ember, waited outside the shower door. They were small creatures no bigger than cats, with scales that changed color based on their mood. Right now they were deep blue, which meant they were calm. Luna had found them as eggs in the station's biolab. Apparently forgotten experiments in genetic manipulation. The water suddenly stopped flowing. Luna cursed softly and reached for the manual override, but nothing happened. The pumps had been failing for weeks. She would need to fix them again or find another water source. She stepped out of the shower stall, reaching for her towel, when the air in front of her began to shimmer. A portal opened like a tear in reality itself. 2 figures stepped through, tall and thin with silver skin that seemed to hold starlight. Luna froze completely naked in dripping water. The towel was just out of reach. The twins had 4 arms each and eyes that were completely black but somehow warm. They looked at her not with the hunger she had seen in human males, but with something deeper like recognition. Spark and Ember burst through the door, hissing and spreading their small wings. The dragons placed themselves between Luna and the strangers, their scales turning bright red with aggression. The first twin raised all 4 hands in a peaceful gesture. "We mean no harm. We are Zix." The voice was musical like wind chimes. Second twin nodded. "I am Zin. We have been searching for you for a very long time." Luna finally grabbed her towel, wrapping it around herself with as much dignity as she could manage. "Searching for me? You don't even know who I am." "But we do," Zix said, stepping closer but stopping when the dragons hissed louder. "You are Luna Starweaver, last daughter of the 7th House of Earth Elves. Your bloodline carries the gift." Luna felt her heart skip. The gift was a fairy tale, something her grandmother whispered about when she had too much wine. It was supposed to be the power to reshape reality itself, to bring peace to warring species. "You're mistaken," Luna said, keeping her voice steady. "I'm just a survivor, hiding on a dead station. There's nothing special about me." Zin tilted their heads, studying her with those impossible eyes. "The station responded to you, that's why the water stopped. We needed you to come out to see you clearly." Anger flared in Luna's chest. "You turned off my shower to get a look at me naked. That's your grand plan?" The twins looked at each other in what might have been embarrassment if their faces were easier to read. "That was not our intention," Zix said. "We simply needed to confirm your identity. The markings on your skin, they tell the story of your ancestry." Luna looked down at herself. The faint patterns she had always thought were just unique birthmarks seemed to be glowing slightly now, forming intricate designs across her arms and shoulders. Spark and Ember had stopped hissing but stayed between Luna and the twins. Their scales had shifted to yellow, which meant curiosity was winning over fear. "Why now?" Luna asked. "Why look for me now?" "The galaxy is dying," Zin said simply. "The war between humans and the Kron Empire has spread to 7 systems. Billions are dead. More will follow unless someone with the gift intervenes." Luna laughed, but there was no humor in it. "And you think I can stop a galactic war? I can barely keep this station running." "You are untrained," Zix agreed. "But you have the bloodline we can teach you. We can unlock what has been sleeping inside you." The station lights flickered and Luna heard systems coming online that had been dead for months. The twins hadn't touched anything, but their presence seemed to wake the sleeping technology. "My grandmother told me stories," Luna said slowly, "about elves who could sing to the stars and make them listen. But those were just stories." Shin moved to a wall panel, pressing their hand against it. Symbols appeared, glowing blue and gold. "This station was built by your ancestors. It's not human technology. It's a training ground, a sanctuary for those with the gift. Luna felt the truth of it in her bones. The station had always felt different from human. Ships, more organic somehow. More alive. The dragons had moved closer to the twins, now sniffing at them with interest. Spark even rubbed against Zin's leg like a cat. Your companions sense it too. Zik said, dragons have always been drawn to those with the gift. They are your protectors, your amplifiers. Luna made a decision that would change everything. If I agree to this training, what happens next? First, Zin said, we restore this station fully. Then we teach you to access your power. And finally, we take you to the neutral zone where representatives from all species are gathering. For what Luna asked, to witness the return of a peacekeeper, Zik said, to see hope again. Luna looked at her dragons, then at the twins, then at the symbols still glowing. On the wall, her whole life had been about hiding, about being small and quiet and safe. But maybe it was time to be something more. All right, Luna said, I'll try. But first, I need to get dressed. The twins turned away, giving her privacy, and Luna smiled, despite everything. 2 weeks had passed since Luna saved the colony ship and word had spread through the galaxy. Somehow a new peacekeeper had emerged, someone with the lost gift. The reactions were mixed. Luna sat in the station's command center watching news feeds. From dozen worlds, some called her a savior. Others said she was a fraud. The Kron Empire had put a bounty on her head, while the human government wanted to recruit her as a weapon. She is not ready for this attention. Zik said to Zin, thinking Luna couldn't hear them from across the room. But Luna's hearing had improved along with everything else. She could hear heartbeats from rooms away, feel emotions from even further. Her dragons had grown too now, the size of large dogs with wings that could generate shields of pure energy. I can hear you, Luna said without turning around. And you're right. I'm not ready. But ready or not, they're coming. The twins moved to stand beside her, all 8 arms, gesturing at the screens. 3 ships are approaching, the station human military Kron hunters. And something else. Luna studied the 3rd ship. It was beautiful in an alien way, organic, looking like it had been grown rather than built. She felt a presence from it, ancient and powerful. That's an elder ship, Zin whispered. They haven't been seen in 100 years. The elders were legends, beings who had transcended physical form, mostly, but sometimes returned to guide younger species. Luna's grandmother had claimed to have seen one once, but nobody believed. All 3 ships are sending messages, Zix reported. They all want to speak with you. Put them through, Luna said. All of them at once. The main screen split into 3 sections. On the left, a human admiral with gray hair and tired eyes. In the middle, a Kron warrior with scales like obsidian and teeth like knives. On the right, something that hurt to look at directly, a shifting form of light and shadow. Luna Starweaver. The human admiral began. You are a citizen of Earth. We demand you return immediately. For your own protection. The Kron warrior snarled. Protection. She attacked our ships with some kind of mind weapon. She must face justice. The elder's voice was like music and thunder combined. The child has awakened the gift. She belongs to no one. Empire. She belongs to all. Luna stood up, her dragons flanking her. I belong to myself first, and I won't be going with any of you. The admiral leaned forward. Miss Starweaver, you don't understand the situation. The war is escalating. We need your abilities. To end it by turning me into a weapon. Luna said no thank you. The Kron warrior laughed, harsh and grating. You think you have a choice, little elf. We have a fleet coming. You will come with us or we will take you. Spark and Ember growled, their scales turning red. The twins moved closer to Luna, ready to defend her. The elder spoke again. Such violence, such fear. This is why the peacekeepers were needed. This is why they fell. What do you mean they fell? Luna asked. The elder's form shifted, showing images of the past elves using their gift to stop wars, to bring understanding. But power corrupts even the pure-hearted. They began to impose peace rather than nurture it. They became tyrants. Luna felt cold. That's why the gift was lost. My ancestors didn't lose it. They gave it up. The human admiral looked confused. What are you talking about? The elder continued. You are the first in 300 years to manifest the gift naturally without forcing it. Your bloodline carried it dormant, waiting for one who would not seek power but have it thrust upon them. The Kron warrior stood up. Enough talk. Our fleet will arrive in 1 hour. Surrender or be destroyed. The transmission from the Kron ship cut off. The human admiral looked frustrated but concerned. Mrs. Starweaver, please let us help you. You can't fight an entire fleet, Luna. Looked at the twins at her dragons, at the elder still shimmering on the screen. She thought about the colony ship she had saved, about the lives that depended on someone doing something. Admiral Luna said, I have a proposal. Meet me here in person. You, the Kron commander, and anyone else who wants to talk. Real peace doesn't come from weapons or threats. It comes from understanding. That's naive, the admiral said. The Kron won't negotiate. Then I'll make them listen. Luna said, her eyes beginning to glow with silver light. The elder laughed, a sound like stars being born. I will come, young peacekeeper. It has been too long since I walked among the physical. The admiral looked like he wanted to argue but finally nodded. 1 hour, I'll come alone. The transmissions ended and Luna sank back into her chair. The twins looked worried. You cannot force peace. Xin said, that is what your ancestors learned. I'm not going to force anything, Luna said. But I'm going to make them see each other, really see each other. Not as enemies, but as people. Zix moved to the tactical display. The Kron fleet is real. 60 ships all armed. If this fails, then I'll probably die. Luna said simply. But if I hide, then the war continues and millions die anyway. Spark nuzzled against her leg while Ember perched on the chair back. They understood danger, but they also understood loyalty. The next hour passed quickly. Luna prepared the station's conference room, setting it up in the old way her grandmother had described, circular seating. No head of the table, everyone equal. The human admiral arrived first in a small shuttle. He was older than he looked on screen, with scars that told stories of battles survived. He wore no weapons. Admiral Kane. He introduced himself. You're younger than I expected. Luna smiled. Everyone says that. Would you like some tea? The mundane question in such a tense situation made him blink, but he accepted the tea. Was earth-grown real leaves, not synthesized. It was one of Luna's few remaining luxuries. The Kron commander arrived next in an assault ship bristling with weapons, but he came inside alone, his massive frame barely fitting through the doorways. Commander, Thrax, he growled, eyeing the admiral with suspicion. The elder simply appeared. No ship, no warning. One moment, the chair was empty. The next, a figure of shifting light sat there. The temperature in the room dropped and rose simultaneously. Now, Luna said, pouring tea for everyone. We talk. Thrax laughed. You offer me tea while my warriors surround your station. Luna's eyes flashed silver, and suddenly, Thrax felt it. The connection to every one of his warriors, their fears, their doubts, their longing for home. She let him feel what she felt when she looked at them. Not enemies, but people. The Kron commander's hand shook as he set down his teacup. What are you? I'm someone who's tired of war. Luna said. Someone who thinks maybe, just maybe, we can find another way. Admiral Kane leaned forward. The governments will never accept this. The war has gone too far. The elder spoke, then telling them about the last peacekeepers, about the gift and its purpose. Not to control, but to connect. Not to rule, but to remind. Luna felt the station responding to her emotions, to the gathering of these different species. The old systems were fully online now, and she could sense something more. A network of similar stations throughout the galaxy, all dormant, all waiting. There are more stations, Luna said, suddenly understanding. 3 days had passed since the twins arrived, and Luna was exhausted. Every muscle in her body ached from the training. They had transformed the station's main cargo bay into a training arena with floating platforms and energy fields that responded. Thought Luna stood in the center wearing the training suit the twins had provided. It was silver and form-fitting, made from a material that amplified her natural energy. She still felt exposed in it, but at least it was better than a towel focus. On your breathing, Zix instructed from the observation deck. Feel the energy that flows through all living things. Luna closed her eyes and tried to sense what the twins described. It was like trying to grab smoke with her bare hands. Every time she thought she had it, the feeling slipped away. Spark and Ember circled overhead, their wings leaving trails of light in the air. The twins had explained that the dragons were naturally connected to the energy field. Their presence made it easier for Luna to learn. I can't do this, Luna said, opening her eyes in frustration. You keep talking about this gift, but all I feel is tired and useless. Wind descended from the platform, moving with grace. Despite having 4 arms, you are thinking too much. The gift is not about thought. It is about feeling, about connection. The twin gestured to a wall screen that showed the ongoing war. A human colony ship was under attack by Krone fighters. People were dying, while Luna struggled to light a candle with her mind. Those people need help now. Luna said, not in weeks or months, when I might figure this out. Zix joined them on the main floor. Then we must accelerate your training. There is another way, but it is dangerous. Luna crossed her arms. What kind of dangerous? The twins exchanged one of their silent communications before Xin spoke. We can link our minds directly to yours. Show you how to access the gift through our connection. But it requires complete trust. Trust, Luna repeated. You two showed up, out of nowhere, turned off my shower, and now want to get inside my head. Spark landed on Luna's shoulder, nuzzling against her cheek. The little dragon's scales were purple, which meant she was trying to comfort Luna. Ember joined them, wrapping his tail around Luna's arm. Your companions trust us, Zix observed. Dragons are excellent judges of character. Luna looked at her pets, then at the war raging on the screen. She thought about all the times she had hidden from the world, afraid of being different, afraid of being seen. Now the galaxy needed her to be seen, to stand up and make a difference. Fine, Luna said. Do it before I change my mind. The twins moved to either side of her, each placing 2 hands on her shoulders and temples. Luna felt their minds touch hers, and suddenly she was not alone. She saw through their eyes 4 arms, feeling natural and right. She felt their memories of a world where peace had reigned for thousands of years before the darkness came. She understood their desperation to find her, to revive the old ways. But more than that, she felt the energy they had been trying to teach her about. It was everywhere, connecting every atom, every star, every living being. It was like a vast web of light, and Luna was a spider who could make it sing. Her eyes snapped open, glowing with silver fire. The training arena responded to her presence, platforms rearranging themselves, walls shifting to create new configurations. The station itself was waking up fully for the first time in centuries. I can see it, Luna whispered. I can see everything. The connection broke and Luna staggered. The twins caught her, gently lowering her to sit on the floor. That was just a glimpse. Xin said, you will learn to maintain that state, to control it. Luna felt different now, like a door had been opened in her mind that could never be closed again. She could sense the twins' emotions, their hope and fear mixed together. She could feel Spark and Ember's simple joy at being near her. The screen beeped, showing an emergency transmission. The human colony ship was sending a distress call. Their shields were failing. We need to go, Luna said, standing up. They need help. You are not ready, Zix said. The Krone are dangerous, and you have only just awakened. Luna felt the power humming under her skin, wild and untamed. Maybe she wasn't ready, but those people would die if she did nothing. Then come with me, Luna said. Help me save them. The twins looked at each other again, their silent communication lasting longer. This time finally Xin nodded. We will take you there, but you must promise to retreat if the situation becomes too dangerous. Luna agreed, though she had no intention of retreating. The station had a small ship in the docking bay, an elf-designed vessel that had been dormant since Luna arrived. Now it responded to her touch, coming alive with the same silver light that filled her eyes. As they prepared to leave, Luna put on her armor, another gift from her ancestors. It was lightweight, but stronger than any human material. Spark and Ember grew to their full size, which was still only about as large as a big dog. But their presence made Luna feel braver. The ship launched smoothly, passing through the station's shields like they weren't even there. The twins handled the navigation while Luna sat in the captain's chair, feeling the ship respond to her thoughts. The journey to the battle took only minutes using the elf ship's advanced drive. When they arrived, the situation was worse than the transmission suggested. 3 Kron destroyers surrounded the colony ship, firing constantly. Luna stood up, feeling the power build inside her. "Take us closer. That is suicide," Zik said. "They will destroy us." "No," Luna said with certainty. She didn't know. She possessed they won't. She reached out with her mind, touching the web of energy that connected everything. The Kron ships were part of it too. Their crews, living beings with fears and hopes and dreams. Luna found those minds and spoke to them. "Stop," she commanded, and her voice carried across space itself. The Kron ships stopped firing. Their crews stood frozen, touched by something they didn't understand. Luna pushed harder, showing them what she had seen in the twins' memories. Peace was possible. Hope was real. One by one, the Kron ships turned away, leaving the colony ship unharmed. The humans sent confused messages, but Luna was already collapsing, the effort having drained her completely. The twins caught her again, their 4 arms surprisingly comforting. "You did it," Xian said. "You saved them." Luna smiled weakly. "That was just 3 ships. There are thousands more out there." "Then we have work to do," Zik said. "But first you rest. Tomorrow we train harder." Luna closed her eyes, feeling Spark and Ember curl up against her. The revelation about the network of stations changed everything. Luna stood before a holographic map showing dozens of dormant stations scattered across the galaxy, each one built by her ancestors, each one waiting for someone with the gift to awaken them. These stations were meant to be neutral ground. The Elder explained places where species could meet and talk without fear. They were connected through the energy web, forming a network of peace commander. Thrax studied the map with interest. "So, the elves built an empire of their own." "Not an empire," Admiral Kane corrected, looking at historical data the twins had provided. "A framework for peace." But it failed. Luna touched the map and felt the dormant stations responding to her presence like sleeping giants stirring one by one. Small lights began to appear, showing which stations still functioned. 23 stations still viable, Luna reported. "But they need someone with the gift to fully activate them. And you're the only one," Thrax said. It was not a question. The twins, who had been silent, stepped forward. "Not the only one," Zik said. "There are others with dormant bloodlines scattered across many worlds." When added, "We have been searching for them." Finding Luna was just the beginning, Admiral. Kane stood up, pacing the room. "So your plan is to awaken these stations, and what hope everyone plays nice." Luna felt frustration building. "No, the plan is to give people places to talk, to show them what I can show them, that we're all connected, that this war is killing all of us slowly." She reached out with her mind, touching everyone in the room, letting them feel what she felt. The web of energy that connected all life, the pain that rippled through it with every death, the joy that came with every birth. Thrax gasped, feeling the emotions of his warriors, but also the humans they fought. He felt their fear, their love for their families, their desperate wish to go home. Kane gripped the table as he experienced the Kron perspective, their world dying from a plague that only human medicine could cure. Their desperate attacks born from desperation, not evil. The Elder observed all of this with something like approval. This is why the gift exists. To remind us that we are one. But the moment passed and the walls came back up. Thrax shook his head, massive frame tense. "This changes nothing. My government will not stop the war because of feelings. Neither will mine." Kane admitted. "The Hawks want total victory. They won't accept anything less." Luna's dragons sensed her distress and grew slightly larger. Their wings spreading, spark scales turned deep purple, while embers shifted to orange. Then we don't ask the governments. Luna said, we go directly to the people. Everyone turned to look at her. She was young, barely into adulthood by elf standards, but something in her voice carried authority. The stations can broadcast, Luna continued. Not just signals, but the gift itself. I can share what I feel with millions at once. Show them the truth. Thrax paused. That's actually insane. It's brilliant, the elder said, though dangerous. The last peacekeepers who tried something similar were overwhelmed by the feedback. They went. Mad Luna looked at the twins, who nodded slowly, understanding what she was proposing. We will help. Zin said, our minds can shield yours, share the burden, and the dragons. Zix added, they are natural amplifiers, but also filters. They will protect you. Admiral Kane looked skeptical. Even if this works, the governments will try to stop you. They'll see it as an attack. Let them try, Luna said with more confidence than she felt. The stations have defenses, don't they? The elder laughed. Oh yes. The elves were peaceful, but not foolish. The stations can defend themselves if awakened. Proximity alarm sounded. The Kron fleet had arrived, 60 ships strong, surrounding the station. Thrax's communicator buzzed with angry messages. Commander Thrax, his second-in-command's voice crackled. You were ordered to retrieve the elf. Not have. Tea with her. Thrax looked at Luna, then at the others in the room. He made a decision that surprised everyone, including himself. Tell the fleet to hold position. Luna said, I want to try something. She stood and walked to the center of the room. The twins flanked her, each placing hands on her shoulders. Spark and Ember grew to their full potential. Now the size of small horses, their wings spreading wide. Luna reached out with her mind, finding the 60 Kron ships and the thousands of warriors aboard. She didn't attack, didn't control. She simply shared. She showed them their commander sitting peacefully with a human admiral. She showed them the possibility of peace. The fleet stopped advancing. Kane's communicator started buzzing too. Human reinforcements. We're arriving, 40 ships ready for battle. Do the same for them, the admiral said quickly. Before someone starts shooting. Luna nodded and extended her reach further. The human ships felt her touch, felt the same vision of possibility. For a moment. One perfect moment. 100 ships full of enemies floated in space without violence. Then reality crashed back. Messages flooded in from both sides. Confusion, anger, demands for explanation. We need those stations, Luna said, pulling back from the connection. We need them now. The elder stood, its form solidifying into something almost human. I will help. 3 of us should be able to awaken the network. 3. Luna asked. The elder gestured at the map. My people have one station that never went dormant. It has been waiting. Connect to it and the others will follow. Luna felt the weight of what she was about to attempt. 23 stations, millions, maybe billions of minds. She could go mad, she could die. She could make things worse. Or she could save the galaxy. Spark and Ember pressed against her legs, sharing their simple courage. The twins squeezed her shoulders, offering their strength. Commander Thrax stood up, towering over everyone. If you're going to do this, do it now. My fleet won't wait long, and neither will the humans. Admiral Kane nodded. Agreement from an enemy. We're balanced on a knife's edge. One wrong move, and this becomes a massacre. Luna closed her eyes and reached for the elder's station. It was there in the web of energy, ancient and patient. When she touched it, she felt other presences. Hello, little sister, a voice said in her mind. We have been waiting. More elves, Luna gasped. They're alive. On the elder station. The elder smiled. Some chose to transcend with us rather than lose. The gift they have been waiting for, one like you. Luna felt tears on her face as she connected to her people. Elves she had never known existed. They welcomed her into their network, sharing their strength, their knowledge, their hope. Together they reached. For the dormant stations, one by one lights began to appear on the map. Stations awakening systems coming online, each one adding its voice to the growing chorus. The Kron fleet detected the energy surge and began to panic. Weapons powered up. The human Fleet responded in kind. Shields raised, missiles armed. Not yet. Luna whispered, holding the connection but not broadcasting. Just a little more. The 20th station came online. The 21st, the 22nd. The final station was different. Damaged. Dying. But still there barely. Luna poured more power into it, feeling the twins and the elder supporting her. She felt her dragons roar, their sound somehow traveling through the energy web itself. The last station awakened. The network was complete, 23 stations blazing with silver light across the galaxy. Luna stood at the center of it all, her mind touching millions of beings at once. She could feel every emotion, every thought, every heartbeat. Now the elder said, broadcast. Show them all. Luna took a deep breath and opened herself completely. No shields, no barriers, just pure truth flowing through the network. Every being within range of a station felt it. The Kron warriors in their ships felt the fear of human children hiding in bunkers. The human soldiers felt the desperation of Kron families dying from plague. The traders felt the warriors' exhaustion. The politicians felt the citizens' hunger for peace. But more than that, they felt Luna herself. Her wonder when she first saw her dragons hatch, her loneliness on the abandoned station, her embarrassment when the twins first saw her, her determination to save lives, her simple, genuine wish for peace. The broadcast lasted only seconds, but it changed everything. On the Kron flagship, warriors were crying something their species hadn't done in generations. On the human vessels, soldiers were removing their helmets, looking at each other with new eyes. Commander Thrax's communicator crackled with voices from his fleet. Sir, what was that? Sir, I felt them. I felt the humans. They're just like us. Admiral Kane was getting similar messages. Captain, we need to talk about this. This changes everything. We can't fight them. Not after feeling that. Luna collapsed, the effort nearly killing her. The twins caught her, their forearms gentle but strong. The dragons shrank back to their smaller size, exhausted from channeling so much power. It's not enough, Luna whispered. There will still be those who want war, but now there are more who want peace. Sin said, you've given them a choice. The elder moved to the window where the two fleets floated in space. Neither had fired. No weapons were charged. Look, the elder said. Small ships were launching from both fleets, shuttles and scouts, moving not in attack formation but cautiously toward each other. Toward the station. They want to talk. Kane said, amazed. They're actually going to talk. Thrax was watching his tactical display. Half my commanders are requesting permission to dock, to meet their human counterparts face to face. Grant it, Luna said, struggling to sit up. Open the station to everyone. The twins helped her to a chair, while the two commanders began coordinating the most unlikely gathering in galactic history, enemies choosing to meet in peace. Hours passed. Ships docked, humans and Kron walked the same corridors. They were cautious at first, suspicious, but the station still hummed with residual energy from Luna's broadcast, and in that energy they could still feel the connection. Luna watched from the command center, too weak to join them, but able to observe through the station's sensors. She saw a Kron warrior teaching a human child how to make their scales change color. She saw a human doctor examining the plague that threatened the Kron homeworld, already thinking of solutions. This won't last, Kane said, standing beside her. The governments will recall their fleets, order them to resume fighting. Maybe, Luna agreed. But the seeds are planted. People have felt the truth. They can't unfeel it. More ships were arriving now, not military but civilian traders, explorers, refugees drawn by the broadcast. They came to the stations across the galaxy, creating neutral zones that neither government could control. The twins were monitoring the network, reporting what they saw. Station 7 has 3 species meeting. Station 12 has established a medical exchange. Station 19 is already setting up trade agreements. Luna smiled despite her exhaustion. It was working. Not perfectly, not completely, but it was a start. Then alarms sounded again. New ships approaching. But these were different, dozens of species Luna had never seen before. The elder laughed a sound of pure joy. They heard the broadcast, the species beyond the war zones. They're coming to help. Message came through from the lead ship audio only. We are the Alliance of Neutral Worlds. We have stayed out of your war, but we cannot ignore what we just felt. The peacekeepers have returned and we offer our support. Thrax and Kane looked at each other, then at Luna. She was young and inexperienced and had nearly died from the broadcast, but she had done what no politician or warrior could do. She had made people care. What happens now? Kane asked. Luna stood up shakily, her dragons supporting her on either side. Now we work, we build, we heal, and we never forget that we're all connected. Cronchild ran into the command center, having somehow escaped her parents. She ran straight to Luna and hugged her leg, not afraid of the strange elf or her dragons. You made the pretty lights, the child said in broken human language. You made everyone feel nice. Luna knelt down despite her exhaustion and hugged the child back. Yes, little one, and now everyone needs to help keep the lights shining. The child's mother arrived, a fierce-looking warrior who froze seeing her daughter in Luna's arms. Luna simply smiled and lifted the child up, offering her back. Thank you, the warrior said softly, for showing us another way. Over the next days, the situation evolved rapidly. The governments tried to recall their fleets, but many refused to leave the stations. Military commanders on both sides declared the areas around the stations to be neutral zones. The plague threatening the Kron homeworld was analyzed by human and other species doctors. A cure was synthesized within a week. In exchange, the Kron shared their advanced shield technology, saving human colonies from asteroid impacts. Luna recovered slowly, the twins never leaving her side. They trained others with dormant gifts, teaching them to feel the connection without being overwhelmed. The network grew stronger with each new peacekeeper. Awakened Spark and Ember became symbols of hope. Their images spread across the galaxy. Small dragons who chose to protect rather than destroy, just like their owner who chose to stand naked and vulnerable before the universe rather than hide. 3 months later, Luna stood in the Grand Hall of Station 1 addressing representatives from 50 species. She wore the traditional robes of a peacekeeper, silver and flowing with patterns that seemed to move. The war is not over, Luna said, her voice carrying through the hall. There are still those who profit from conflict, who feed on hate, but we have proven that peace is possible, that understanding can overcome fear. She gestured to the crowd, where humans and Kron stood side by side, where species that had never met were sharing knowledge and culture. This network, these stations, they're not mine, they're ours. Places where we can meet as equals, where we can remember that we're all part of something greater. The elder, who had taken permanent form to help coordinate the alliance, nodded approval. The young peacekeeper had learned much. She had not become a tyrant like her ancestors, but a bridge between worlds. Zix and Zin stood at Luna's sides, no longer strangers, but family. They had been searching for her for so long, and now they had found their purpose, helping her build something new. As Luna spoke, she thought back to that day when the twins had first appeared, when she had stood naked and afraid, uncertain of her future. That vulnerability had become her strength. That moment of exposure had led to the galaxy's salvation. The dragons, now fully grown to the size of Earth. Horses spread their wings. The gesture was symbolic but powerful. They could shield Luna from harm, but she chose to stand open to the universe. Whom we are not perfect, Luna concluded her speech. We will make mistakes. We will have setbacks, but we will face them together. Connected, unified. Alive. The crowd erupted in celebration. Dozens of species expressing joy in their own ways. But through the network, through the gift that Luna had awakened, they all felt the same thing. Hope. The long war was ending, not through victory, but through understanding. Not through strength, but through vulnerability. Not through hiding, but through being truly seen. Luna smiled. As she watched the celebration, she had been alone for so long on that empty station. Now she was surrounded by family of every shape and species. The twins approached her, and Zin spoke softly. You know, this is just the beginning. There will be challenges, attempts to destroy what we've built. I know, Luna replied. But we'll face them together. She reached out with her mind. touching the network, feeling the thousands of peacekeepers in training, the millions of beings choosing peace over war. The galaxy was healing, and Luna Starweaver, the elf who had hidden from the world, had become the light that showed the way forward. Her dragons roared, and the sound echoed through the station and across the stars.